I am going to introduce Dr. McKenzie. He is a former assistant director for the TCU Institute of Child Development. He has worked with at-risk children and families for more than 2 decades. Don't start yet. Don't start yet. Mine started for some reason, sorry. Born and raised in Texas, he spent the entire professional career helping and supporting children and families, and believes without reform of our judicial system, legislation, and state agencies, children and families are doomed, and so is Texas. So I'd like for you to see his video because he is getting a special award tonight from Texas Scorecard. So let me sit down.
Dr. McKenzie has his PhD in experimental and developmental child psychology with a specialty in attachment theory, and I first met him as an expert in my own family law case. I got to know him throughout the years, and I asked him to present at different political events, and he is just a wealth of information whenever it comes to child development.
My name is Dr. Brooks McKenzie, and it's kind of hard to describe what I do, but it's pretty much all political. I detest politics, but I got involved because in 2018, I saw what was happening in our family courts. And then in 2021, I had a judge admit to violating the Constitution and say, what are you going to do about it? And so after about 6 months of depression and thinking I was going to blow my brains out every day, I said, let's figure out how their system works. And so I got into their system, and I made friends with their friends, and I made friends with their funders. And that's what I did before I told them what I'm going to do. And that's how I got involved with the system. I had started to speak in a few groups, and actually I owe a massive debt to True Texas because nobody knew who I was. I didn't know anything. I didn't know what a precinct chair was. I didn't know how the Republican Party worked. I knew nothing. And I got to go to a few events and speak for 5 or 10 minutes for their main speakers, and then a few speakers canceled. So it was almost like a God thing. I'm not, who knows? And then I got to speak, and then I got to speak everywhere, and then everybody wanted me coming, and it just, like an underground tunnel. And so I went all over the place, and I never spoke about what set me off. I just used my expertise because the state used to pay me to talk about these things to their employees, their legislators, their CPS directors. So the state used to give me money for my expertise to train their judges. And then they said, what are you going to do about it? It took me a couple of years to figure out, but I know exactly what I'm going to do about it this next session starting in January.
I've reached out to a lot of different political groups and invited him to, ask them if they would have him come speak. And, throughout the years, he has gone all across the state of Texas and given presentations on child development and how our family law system is actually abusing our children.
If you say that you believe in the same God that I do, and if you claim that you're a Christian and you're harming children, whether it's your job or not, there's a thing called Millstone Ministries that I believe God has waiting for you also. And for all those who don't believe in the God that I do, that's fine. I've got 50 years of research in the field of child development to show that every single thing our state does, whether it's CPS, family courts, schools, school districts, trade, you name it, all those things that we want to fight, I can show you exactly the scientific evidence how we're destroying children, and I can also show you exactly how to fix it. And the root of that is the nuclear family, because we are 3 generations into no-fault divorce, no fathers in the home, and the man is the leader of the family. And I'm sorry if you don't like it. Research says that, and God says that. And we have taken the man out for 3 generations, and this was predicted by science and by the Bible. So we are literally reaping what we sowed. We paid with children's lives for federal monies.
My name is Rustin Wright, and I am nominating Dr. Brooks McKenzie for the Conservative Leader Award.
I'd love to have Aaron come up and present this award to Dr. Brooks. Yes. Let's give him a round of applause.
So this is the real saber that Dr. Brooks McKenzie will get to take home with him tonight. As you saw, we had one in the video, but I couldn't be more pleased to get the honor of presenting it to him. It's got his name engraved on it, and well-deserved, and you're going to hear tonight more about why he was nominated for and received that award. So thanks so much.
Yes.
Well, I believe I can carry it in the Capitol.
Yes,
I'm gonna get a back strap for it, and we're gonna make sure they know I'm in the room.